Steady. Steady. He's got it. That's really something when you're doing 335 miles an hour, 25,000 feet up. Yes, in Capital Airlines Viscount, you can balance a quarter on edge. That's how smooth it is in this newest luxury airliner where every detail is carefully planned for passenger comfort and enjoyment. Naturally, this includes the cigarettes served on these planes. It's Winston, America's best-selling, best-tasting filter cigarette.
One of the joys of travel today that we seldom appreciate is just the opportunity to get on our flight and relax and breathe clean air. And that's due to the wonderful work of the flight attendants of the United States who worked very hard for over 20 years to remove tobacco smoke from the aircraft and the waiting areas and all aspects of air travel. In effect, what those flight attendants experienced for many years was the equivalent of being the canary in the mine. They were subjected to, day in, day out, the smoke of others' cigarettes and cigars and pipes until they said enough is enough.
We were up there in this flying tube with incredibly dense quantities of bad toxin.
And on the airplane, the smoke was so bad, you could not see from the front of the airplane to the back of the airplane.
It was just a cloud of smoke and just poof, instantly. And immediately it became hard to breathe, and I just thought, oh, this is my work environment. This is what I've signed up to do. And I was working in a flying ashtray.
Talking to anyone that would listen. I would go up to DC on my days off and go through the House and Senate offices, saying to them, we have to get smoking off the airplane. We're dying, we're literally dying. We're sick all the time, and we have fires.
FAMRI, the Flight Attendant Medical Research Institute, was born out of a class action lawsuit brought on behalf of non-smoking flight attendants by Florida attorneys Stanley and Susan Rosenblatt in 1991 against the tobacco industry. The suit sought damages for diseases and deaths caused to non-smoking flight attendants from exposure to secondhand tobacco smoke in airline cabins. FAMRI brings to the world leading scientific and medical research for the early detection, prevention, treatment, and cure of diseases and medical conditions caused from exposure to tobacco smoke. Former Secretary of the United States Department of Health and Human Services, Dr. Louis Sullivan.
So what we are learning and appreciating more today than we were, say, 20, 30, 40 years ago, is that the environment plays a very important role here in the health of individuals. And cigarette smoke is one of the major factors that's challenging the health of our citizens because of the exposure to it.
FAMRI is dedicated to the accomplishments of flight attendants who worked for decades in smoke-filled airline cabins.